So, hello everyone. I'm Suguna, Assistant Professor from Department of Computer Science and Engineering from SNS College of Technology. Today, we are going to discuss an important concept in React JS from Unit 2, which is asynchronous state in React. So, this concept is very important for building responsive web application, especially when dealing with API calls, loading data, or performing background tasks. So let us understand this using a simple and interesting real-time example, a coffee shop. So here, imagine you go to a coffee shop, you place an order, and next the coffee takes time to prepare, right? So now think of two situations. Frozen coffee shop. So the barista takes one order and freezes. No other customer is served until that coffee is ready. This is called blocking behavior. In React term, the app become unresponsive. The UI freezes. User cannot interact. This is not good for user experience. And now let me take a situation 2, which is a smart coffee shop. You place an order. The system gives you a buzzer while coffee is brewing. You can look at the menu. You can move around. UI is stay response. When coffee is ready, buzzer rings. This is called asynchronous behavior. So what is synchronous state? In React, when we perform the time-taking task like fetching data from API, uploading the files, waiting for responses, we don't want the UI to freeze. Instead, show loading state, let user interact, update UI when task completes. So that states the update happens asynchronously. So let us go for the workflow. So this is the problem. So right, I hope you understand the problem of the coffee shop and what we need to define. So here the workflow is user makes a request, state changes to loading, background task runs, when finished, start state update. So component will re-renders automatically. React will re-render whenever the state observed, right? So let's see on this the demo code explanation. So now let's look into the demo component. We created a component called modern barista, and there is a syntax which is called const state set status is equal to use state. So here the use state is ideal, right? So this state has three values, which is ideal, brewing, and ready. When the button is clicked constantly, it can place order that will be assigned as asynchronous, and the set state will be brewing when the buzzer is active, right? So here, so this is the code explanation for this asynchronous state. So here what happens is we immediately update the state. Now the UI will show the brewing mechanism. So at last the component will re-render the current state of this state use state data. So simulating the asynchronous task, await new promise resolve is assigned to set timeout, and it resolves 3000. So this means 3 seconds delay. This will simulate that 3-second delay like fetching data from server. So we have to note what is the important point here is UI does not get freeze. So the React will remain responsive. After completing the task, the set state will become coffee ready. Buzzer will get flashing. Now the state update again, component will re-render. UI shows that coffee is being ready. So when the button is disabled, logic means when the status is equal to brewing, the buzzer is active and the disabled logic status will be disabled. So while brewing, the user cannot order again. It prevents duplicate request. So now let's move on to the testing parts. So we check two things, interactivity test, notification test. So what is this interactivity test? Can users still interact while the task run? Yes, UI thread is not at all get blocked. Next is the notification test. Does UI update when state changes? Of course, the component will re-render automatically. This is the power of React State. So now let me go for a real-time application. Where do we use the asynchronous states? So we use this asynchronous states in React mechanism on API data fetching, login authentication, payment processing, file uploading, loading dashboards. So whenever something takes time, we use asynchronous states handling. So I hope you understand this concept of asynchronous state in this React JS. So just try this hands-on activity. So I had given an activity for you students just to build a coffee tracker. That means when a button is clicked, it has to show grinding beans. So it has to wait 3 seconds, then it has to show coffee ready. So bonus is you can provide an additional cancel button. This will help you to understand the use state, asynchronous state, and how the UI will become more responsive. So by doing this hands-on activity, you can able to understand these concepts in a detailed manner. So today we had learned what is asynchronous state, why the user should not freeze, how the React will handle this asynchronous operation, how the state updates the triggering operation when re-render happens. So understanding this concept is essential for building modern professional web application in React. So thank you everyone for watching this video. Thank you all. Thank you.